Oh, hey guys, it's Mike from the Geek Pub. And on this episode, we're going to make this awesome cheese tray and coaster set. And we're going to make it from this log. So I need to turn these into usable stock, and since they're not flat and I can't run them up against the fence, I've made this little jig out of a couple of scraps of plywood. I'm just going to screw them together, and then I can run this straight edge along the fence. Now that I have two reasonably flat sides, and they're not perfect, they're just there in order to create a 90-degree angle so that I can run this up against the fence without the jig in place, and I can trim the rest of it off and make some usable material out of this. So I've got three sections milled down, and there's still some live edges on them. And I did that on purpose because there's some places where I can cut out some center sections and get some usable material. And my goal here is to get as much 4.5 inch by 5/8 strips as I can get with no live edges on them. And so I'm going to do that on the table saw. So I've got everything cut up into these 5/8 inch by roughly about 2 to 2.5 inch strips, and I'm just going to run them through the planer because I want to make sure everything is an equal thickness before I start trying to cut these out and glue them up. So I've got everything milled down to its final dimensions, and most of it is fully usable, like this piece. But I have a lot of material that still has a little bit of a live edge left on it, and those won't work for the project that we're doing. So what I'm going to do is use the table saw and the crosscut sled, and I'm going to figure out how to get the most usable material out of each one of these boards that have the live edges left on them. Alright, well now it is time to glue everything up, and I went ahead and got some Titebond 3 Ultimate, which is waterproof, and since we're going to be using this for food and it's probably going to get wet from time to time, I thought that would be a pretty good precaution. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so now that everything is glued up, I'm just going to go ahead and cut the coasters down to their final dimensions, which is roughly 4 inches by 4 inches. For the cheese serving tray, I got this really cool template from Steve Ramsey over at Woodworking for Mere Mortals. And I'll post a link to that. It's a free template that you can get on his website. I had to shrink it down and flip it to make it fit my material, but it still worked out really well, I think. And so we're just gonna cut that out on the bandsaw. I'm just going to give everything a quick sanding down to 100 grit before I put it on the router, and then I'll come back and do the final sanding. I'm just going to use the router and put a 3/16 inch round over around all of the top surfaces. To finish this project, we're going to use this General Finishes salad bowl finish, and it's a non-toxic, food-safe finish. And due to the nature of this project, I did not want to use any wood stain. I wanted to keep it very natural, and so the salad bowl finish adds just a slight amber tint, but for the most part it leaves the natural wood grain. And I'm just going to apply that with a paper towel. Well, hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Let me give you a little bit of backstory on this. So about a year ago, my father called and he said that his pecan tree in his front yard was hit by lightning and that there were a whole bunch of branches that were down. And so I went over to his house and I helped him clean them up. And there was one log that was pretty, or branch I guess, that was really pretty large. And I thought, I bet I can use this to make my own something or another. And I didn't really know what it was at the time. And so I knew that the wood was going to have to dry, and also we were in the process of moving. And so I decided to just go ahead and put the log in the garage and let it sit for about a year. And a year later, this is what I made out of it. And I think a project like this is fantastic because it allows you to take something that would have either been burned in the fireplace or thrown in the trash into something that's actually useful. And I hope this inspires you to make your thing out of something that other people might think is trash. Well, hey guys, if you like this video, please hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you next time.